Okay, so this next video will be shorter, but it is about some statistics that I have been researching about some pretty heavy topics. The things that I will be talking about is sexual violence, violence in general, domestic violence, and just overall some pretty intense subjects. So if that is at all upsetting to you, or you just don't want to hear about it, totally fine. Just please keep scrolling and have a wonderful day. To start this off, I just want to say that I don't have anything against all individual cops. I do have an issue with the police system, and that is what I will be kind of talking about. And I think that overall, the police system and just in general, the governmentation system and legal system play a huge role in enforcing sexist ideologies and continuing to oppress, especially gender oppressed people, but men as well. And these statistics, I think, really highlight that. Only 1 in 5 sexual assault cases reported to the police actually make it to court within 6 years. And only 1 in 10 of those actually led to a criminal conviction. 3 in 5 sexual assault charges were encouraged by police to change to a different offense in court to receive better results. So instead of maybe a sexual assault charge, just a physical assault charge. 75% of physical assault charges go through to court, whereas only 40 cases involving sexual assault actually make it to court. To me, these statistics in particular really highlight how the governmentation system, justice system, policing system don't prioritize people who are a victim of sexual assault. And so much so to the point where if they change the offense or they change the charge to something else, as I previously stated, that they're going to get better results of this. And this is really upsetting to me. It's really frustrating to me, as I'm sure it is to many of you watching this, that people who are being sexually assaulted aren't getting the help that they need from those who claim that they're going to help them. So I do have a story to share about someone that I know with a personal experience with this. I'm not going to be stating this person's name, but this person was sexually abused for many, many years by someone of their family member, and when it was finally brought forward to the police, there was a police officer who took it upon his own time to do his own research, and she was told that despite this, nothing could be done for her. No restraining order, no relieving of the parental guardianship, and she got nothing and no protection from them. And I feel like this happens to quite a few gender-oppressed people, and this is going to now bring me into intersectionality. So intersectionality is a very, very big issue, and it's very important. It ties into a lot of things, but I feel like a lot of people don't know about it. So basically what it means is someone who fits under multiple oppressed categories or identity descriptions, and how it's basically how they experience oppression and discrimination in a different or more severe way because of this. When I think of intersectionality, the first name as like an example, I guess, that comes to mind is Marsha P. Johnson. She is the reason that we, as queer people, have the rights that we have today and a lot of the support systems that we have today. She was a transgender woman of color who was an activist and started the Stonewall protests and riots, which is now Pride Parade. And she was, well, she died, but suspectedly was killed. And the legal and justice system did nothing about this and proceeded no further investigations because they clearly did not value her life or see her as an important citizen of society, and mainly as a threat to them because of what she was achieving. To tie sexual assault and intersectionality together, I've done a lot of research about the two being connected, And women who are young, single, Aboriginal especially, queer, have struggled with mental illness, have experienced childhood abuse or homelessness at any point are much more likely to experience sexual or physical abuse. And specifically Indigenous women are 3 times more likely of being sexually assaulted in their life by the age of 15. Another thing I want to talk about in terms of sexual assault is men. I think that men being sexually assaulted is taken a lot less seriously than women, and I think it's not talked about enough. At least 1 in 6 men have been sexually assaulted or experienced sexual abuse in their life, as opposed to 1 in 3 women. Now, that is it is a difference, but at the same time, 1 in 6 men. Let that sink in. That's a lot of people. 1 in 3 is also a lot, but 1 in 6. That's a lot of people, and that is a lot of men in our lives today that have experienced sexual assault that maybe haven't gotten the help that they deserve. 16% of males are sexually abused or assaulted before the age of 18. Now, although 16% may not seem like a big number, that is 16% too many. And I think men experience a lot of discarding towards their experiences with sexual abuse and sexual assault, not partially, but mainly because of misogyny and those ideas being really pushed on them. Not only with being able to physically defend themselves, but also especially involving sexual assault with a woman of why didn't you like it, or stuff like that. And I know that these are very hard things to talk about, but they need to be talked about because too many men are experiencing this in their life. Just to finish off the video, I want to say that to those of you out there who have experienced this or are experiencing this, it does get better. And I will be putting the sexual assault crisis line in the description. But I also know, as much as these topics are really hard to talk about and really hard to discuss, they do need to be talked about. And it really is important to discuss them, despite how challenging it can be and despite how hard it can be to hear. But it is making a difference. So thank you to everyone who is here and watching my videos, although that might be very few people at the moment, but thank you.